85. Whereas a former Tesla logistics manager in 2016 estimated 300 MW to produce 35 GWh of battery capacity per year. 86. Tesla installed solar panels on the roof in early 2018. 87. 88. Reaching over 3.2 MW by 2021, with a preliminary goal of 24 MW. 89. If the factory is fully built, solar capacity could eventually reach 70 MW. 90. From 200,000 solar panels. 91. Tesla works with a mining company to extract lithium 200 miles, 320 kilometers, to the southeast, at Silver Peak in Esmeralda County. They intend to process the underground brine water industrially over hours rather than the traditional way of letting the water evaporate from ponds over a year. 45. 92. Construction. Elon Musk on a March 2015 tour of construction. Tesla had already started brush clearing, 93, and grading, 44, during the summer of 2014, 94, prior to official announcement in September. Permit date was June 26, 79, with vertical construction reported in January 2015. 1. Tesla and its partners intend to complete the facility by 2018. 95. On the 18th of March, 2016, a group of journalists were allowed to visit the Gigafactory under strict conditions and found that 14% of the final building area had been completed. 96. By April 2016 there were around 600 construction workers. 97. Depending on season and building stage, the number of construction workers has fluctuated between 250 and 1,800. 98. On the 13th of June, 2016, Tesla filed for a $63 expansion into Section E on the site. By September 2016, the building had grown to 1.9 million square feet, 0.2 million m2, with further areas under construction. 99. As of January 2017 the building's footprint was 1.9 million sq ft, 0.2 million m2, with 4.9 million square feet, 0.5 million m2, of usable area across several floors. 100. A combined permit value of $322 million was registered in July 2016, 101, and $1.2 billion in July 2017. 79. Solar panels were added to the roof, but other than that, there has been no further external construction on the Nevada Gigafactory 1. Although Tesla and Panasonic use nearby warehouses. Gigafactory and the other large companies affect the local area by increased needs in transportation, SR 439, and housing. Winking Sad Smiley 102. House prices increased by 17% in 2015 from half of the peak in the previous 2008 building bubble. Local businesses were wary of building new homes, which is being done mostly by out-of-state companies. 103. Design features HVAC equipment is located between the floors rather than on walls and ceilings of a floor. 104. All steel is from the United States. Tesla is its own contractor on the project, learning how to build other factories. 27. 80. Such as Giga Shanghai, Giga Berlin and Giga Texas. Future expansion. On the 30th of April, 2015, Elon Musk announced that the factory heretofore known simply as the Gigafactory was now to be known as Gigafactory 1 as Tesla plans to build more such factories in the future. At the same event, Musk also said that he believed that other companies would build their own similar Gigafactories. 7. After receiving $800 million of orders, $179 million Powerwall, $625 million power pack. Within 1 week of unveiling, Musk estimated that the Gigafactory 1 is not enough to supply demand. 105. In May 2017 at a TED Talk, Elon Musk stated his intention to announce 3 or 4 new Gigafactory sites to manufacture both batteries and complete cars. 106. Prior to the building of more Gigafactories, Tesla may expand and potentially double the size of Gigafactory 1. In June 2015, Tesla announced it exercised its option to buy 1,864 acres, 754 hectares, of land adjacent to the original 1,000 acre, 400 ha, Gigafactory site. According to Tesla spokeswoman Alexis Georgeson, the purchase gives us the opportunity for future growth. In Tesla's dealings with the state of Nevada, expanding the size was always an option should the company choose to do so, said Steve Hill, director of the Governor's Office of Economic Development. Tesla had said that the factory will be up to 10 million square feet, 1 million square meters, in 1 or 2 stories, Hill said. On the earnings call, in May 2015, Elon said they aren't yet committing to this but that they are considering increasing the size of the Gigafactory here by 50 to 100%. 107. Early estimates from 2014 projected that the factory would employ approximately 6,500 people by 2022, requiring at least half of them to be Nevadans. 37. Expansion for Tesla Semi. Tax abatements for Gigafactory expansion starting in 2023, $246 million. 10-year personal and property tax abatement, 75%, $66.6 million. Sales tax reduction to 5.35% for 20 years, 20%, $17.6 million. 10-year business tax abatement, 5%. Tesla has announced plans to expand Gigafactory Nevada to add a production line for the Tesla Semi and add additional battery manufacturing capacity. The new area will build the company's latest 4,680 battery cells. The facility will be capable of building 100 GHOF batteries annually, enough for 1.5 million light-duty vehicles. 108. In March 2023, the state of Nevada approved a new package of tax incentives for Tesla worth more than $330 million, in exchange for Tesla investing $3.6 billion over 10 years in the expansion project. 109. The tax incentive package was structured similarly to the earlier package. Tesla will receive a 10-year full abatement of personal and real property taxes, expected to be worth $246 million. The company will pay a reduced sales tax of 5.35% for 20 years, a savings of $66.6 million, largely on equipment purchase costs. Finally, the automaker will receive a 10-year full abatement of its business tax, saving the company $17.6 million. 109. Operations. Tesla owns the land and building, and leases parts of the building to several suppliers. 110. The Gigafactory is operated by a management team under Executive Jens Peter Clausen, formerly a Lego executive, who is VP of Gigafactory at Tesla. 111. By April 2016, Gigafactory had 317 Tesla employees and 52 by Panasonic, most of them from Nevada, 97, and 850 by December 2016. 112. In 2017, 3,249 employees were registered, 113, 114, and by December 2018, 7,000 people worked at Giga Nevada, 110, 115. Increasing to 7,557 by June 2019, Moslan of Erdens. 58. Production. The factory is intended to gradually, 116, 117, provide cradle-to-cradle handling of batteries, from raw material over components to finished products, and recycling old batteries into new. 23. 118. Cells constitute most of the value creation, whereas packing and electronics are minor parts. 119. Tesla views production as more important than products, and assigns more engineers to developing production equipment than to developing products. 120, 121, 122. Cell level. Comparison of Tesla's 3-cylindrical battery cell form factors. The 18650 is built by Panasonic in Japan. The 2170 is currently built by Panasonic at the Gigafactory, and 4680 is scheduled to be built at the Gigafactory in the future. Panasonic makes the battery cells at the Gigafactory with the new form factor 2170, jointly designed and engineered by Tesla and Panasonic. 123, and subsequently updated. 124. They are larger than 18,650 cells used in the Model S and Model X automobiles. While the new cells were originally expected to be at least 20 mm in diameter and 70 mm in length, 125, 126, revised specifications. Fourth optimized form factor are 21 mm, 0.83 in, by 70 mm, 2.8 in. Tesla thus refers to it as the 2170, 104, or 2170, 123, whereas Samsung refers to the size as 21700. 127. Panasonic was expected to begin cell production in 2016, 111, and continue for at least 10 years. 128. Among the machines spotted at the opening in July 2016 were presses and rollers for cathodes. 129. Gigafactory began mass production of 2,170 cells in January 2017. 13. 117. Only Panasonic cells are to be used in the Usmada Model 3. 130. And Tesla uses 2170 format for Model 3 and Powerwall /Power Pack. 117. Panasonic owns some of the cell production equipment. 128. In an area not accessible to non-Panasonic employees. By December 2018, Panasonic operated 11 cell production lines. 110. Some of the lines were temporarily converted from storage, NMC, to vehicle, NCA, to increase supply for the Model 3. 131. Tesla uses nickel manganese cobalt, NMC, lithium cells for stationary storage, Powerwall and Power Pack, and nickel cobalt aluminum, NCA, lithium cells for vehicles. 132. The cell components are then encased in aluminum cans made by Hecamp and Thuman inside GF1. 133, 110, using 10,000 tons per year. 134. Panasonic delivered 3 million battery cells daily to Tesla in 2018. 110. An April 2019 report quoting former and current employees at Panasonic's side of the Gigafactory described how 500,000 of battery cells per day were scrapped because of production defects related to carelessness, lack of respect for operating procedures, and the overall pressure to increase output. 135, 136, 137, At the end of 2019, Panasonic had 3,000 US workers and 200 Japanese technicians at Gigafactory 136. And quality had improved to increase production to a rate of 30 GWh/year on the same equipment. Panasonic occupies more than half of the factory, 137, operating 13 cell lines. In early 2021, Panasonic had its first annual profit in Gigafactory.